why have you chosen to be interested in animation or graphic design?
Well, I spent many years drawing by hand and painting and such, and as soon as I got into the world of computers, it just seemed natural that I would use that as a medium.
What are some abilities that you need to have?
Well, a strong spatial sense, as well as illustration skills, and basically you're going to want to know what you want for an end means.
Describe, if you don't mind, describe what it's like or how it makes you feel inside to have finished an online drawing.
Oh, it gives me a great sense of satisfaction. The amount of time that I've spent designing and creating a still image, knowing that it was my efforts and the tools I use that went into my creation.
Okay. How would you describe how would you tell someone that was interested in this industry on how to pursue it?
Well, certainly it's interest motivated, but it's just a great satisfaction in what you can do with the skills that you acquire. Going to college certainly helps.
Speaking of college, what kind of degree would you need?
Well, a graphic design degree and possibly either a major or a minor in advertising certainly helps, because both fields thoroughly utilize the software required to create such still images.
So what would that be, like a bachelor's degree or?
Oh, what would be great is a bachelor's degree in graphic design and with a minor in advertising.
Okay. What are some classes that you would have to take in either high school or college and stuff like that to?
Well, in high school, I would recommend any sort of art courses. Drawing, painting, even sculpting can come in handy.
Okay. What does an animator or graphic designer make a year?
Well, depending on the outfit they're employed in, it could be anywhere from $30,000 a year up to $80,000 a year.
Nice. What are some of the daily activities that would be on a regular basis?
Well, compositing, which is basically drawing a rough draft of the image before you begin applying the software.
Right. What else?
Well, just like one would gather their tools, making sure you have the proper software. When I do my drawing, I usually use 2 or 3 different programs.
How many job openings per se would you say are annually expected?
Boy, that's hard to say. Depending on the demographic, the area you are in, and the demand, it can be anywhere from famine to overwhelming. Usually bigger metropolitan centers will have a better opportunity to find a position in the field.
Mm-hmm. So I was reading the rubric to this project, and one of the questions were like, if something like technology were to go out, would this still be a good job to have, which obviously kind of not, because it's depending on a computer.
There was a decline 4 or 5 years ago where there wasn't a whole lot of demand and there wasn't a whole lot of positions available. But I think that was more influenced by a current economy than it was an overall demand. As long as there is advertising, there will always be a need for graphic design and the use of computers.
So are you saying that the demand or like the rate of growth is increasing since technology is becoming more sufficient?
Actually, since mixed media and electronic media has become more prevalent.
What does prevalent mean?
A greater abundance of TV and printed media.
Okay. So, for like the working conditions, is it like working as a team or more individually, or?
Oh, absolutely! It can be very team oriented. You'll have a design artist come up with a base image, and they'll pass that on to somebody who'll create lettering or wording to go on that. And then often that will go on to a finishing artist.
Do you need any? Are you able to like if you did get a job in animation or something, is schooling like required, or can you just like learn on the job?
Well, both. Usually they look for some sort of a background in imaging or graphic design or animation as a basis to approve your employment.
Oh. Going back to a more basic question, like, why did you choose to start doing this?
Well,
Is it just something you enjoyed in doing and brought it further, or was it just out of the blue?
well, as I said before, I've had experience in hand drawing images and painting, and I've done some sculpture too. And well, it seemed the logical step, when computers became a large part of my life, so did using them to create images.
Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
After the interview, I was able to grab some of images that Brian Strife did a while back and some of the recent ones, and I can't wait to start doing this stuff. They're really cool, and I would just love to put my